Welcome back.
To episode 3 of the Pretenders podcast.
We made it this far.
I don't know how much further we'll make it, but we're here today.
We're here today, and we have lots to discuss. We have lots of opinions, and Ernesto's saying hello.
He's kind of mugging. Do you see he hit a new pose?
He's like, mugging down.
But in current news, we have, I feel like the most recent thing is the infamous fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. I watched it live, and I did get to see Mike Tyson's cheeks live.
That was crazy. I saw the clip on Twitter afterwards.
I don't understand. Like, it literally seemed like right out of comedy, he goes, "Oh yeah, I love you too." Kisses the guy at the interview. I don't know who the interviewer was, but he goes, "Yeah, I love you too." Kisses him, turns around, thong.
And it's on there for a couple seconds. Like, I don't think the interviewer realized until after. It almost felt like it was on purpose.
The cameraman was like, pause.
Did I just get that?
Just get the camera. But yeah, the fight. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Could you call it a fight?
Almost a 30-year age gap, I think. Because I think Jake Paul's late 20s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he is beating up senior citizens. Mike Tyson shared that he had a health scare and he almost died this summer.
Oh my god.
And he's still trying to fight this guy. To be honest, do you think it was rigged?
Yeah, I feel like it was like a WWE situation.
Okay, I thought like before I watched it, I was like, nah, it can't be rigged. Like I was like, Mike Tyson's gonna kill him. But then when I saw him coming out, like when the fighters come out, the music starts. I was like, it's over. Because he came out, he had no confidence. He was like this. He was like
his aura, like his
eyes were darting around. He was looking down. He didn't look confident. The way he was I was just like, we're cooked. And he had a knee brace on.
That's when you know.
I was like, and he was like kind of like not limping, but kind of. Oh, and then on the way out, he also tripped.
No.
Yes, he went like.
Okay, but here's the thing about Mike Tyson that's been established. He doesn't care about legacy. That's also why I thought the fight was going to be rigged, because I feel like show up for the money, everybody wins.
Show up for the money.
Netflix truly won everything.
Netflix won, Jake Paul won, Mike Tyson won.
But yeah, there's that clip of him, a little girl's interviewing him, and he's like, I don't really care about legacy, like I'm just gonna die, so like what's the point of leaving a legacy behind when you can't see it? So I'm like, obviously he doesn't care that much about upholding an image, winning or losing. So I'm like, it doesn't matter to him if he loses.
Do you think that's like, I don't know, do you think that's like selling out though? Like, do you think you would, like, for example, if you were like an accomplished, like, I don't know, athlete, Olympian, I don't know, whatever, something with like, to do with like, being physical and stuff, and you're like so much older, and you know for a fact you can't do that stuff anymore. Are you still gonna go and try and compete like just to get money? Like
no.
I feel like I'd want to like preserve that, like, because like, okay, he had or has an audience of like people that like grew up watching this fighter become like this insane legend, right?
Yeah.
And then he just like comes back for a completely new generation though, and this new generation is just gonna like remember him as like kind of like an old guy who like
they can't appreciate
way out and like
the greatness that was like Mike Tyson in his prime.
I have never actually obviously seen Mike Tyson fight live. I've seen like clips, I've seen videos, like he's an amazing like athlete, but like this is the first time I've actually seen him fight live, and I was like, this is sad. Like I was watching it with my friends and stuff, and I was like, we're all like, this is not good. Like we don't want to watch this anymore.
No, it was bad. And then I also think, I don't know, I think there's something to be said about like fighting YouTubers. Like I just don't think he's a real boxer. Like Jake Paul, like I just
let's pull up his stats real quick.
Okay, let's pull
up his stats, because speaking of him not being like a real boxer, and that whatever you want to classify as a real boxer, that's up to you, because some people, like, I don't know, there's big like discourse online, it's like, oh, he is a real boxer, he's trained so much, or no, he's not a real boxer, he's just a YouTuber, blah 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 blah, whatever. But I feel like that whole boxing thing started with KSI.
Yeah, KSI kind of entered the YouTube.
Logan Paul kind of stopped though. He probably should though.
He probably should. No, I saw this one comment that was like, this fight could have been an email.
It could have been an email.
it was just so deeply unserious.
Honestly, really nothing happened. And like you could tell like Jake Paul wasn't really trying to like put his full energy into it. Like I don't know if it was like a respect thing. Like he didn't want to knock out Mike Tyson because come on, you knock out like basically a senior citizen, you're gonna look like a piece of shit. And I know that is kind of his brand, like being like kind of douchey, but like that would like that I don't know.
That would be a great upset.
That would
be a great upset.
But yeah, so here are Jake Paul's opponents. He beat a retired NBA player, Nate Robinson, 40 years old. 40 years old. Beat retired MMA fighter Ben Askren, 40 years old. Beat retired MMA fighter Tyron Woodley, 42. Beat retired MMA fighter Anderson Silva, 49. Beat semi-retired MMA fighter Nate Diaz, 39, and beat retired boxer Mike Tyson, 58. And the only boxer he's lost to is Tommy Fury, age 25.
I would love to see him fight people that are more his age then.
Do you not feel embarrassed?
Well, because what I'm trying to figure out, I don't know much about like the boxing scene. I don't know what like the when you peak age is or like when you retire. Because I feel like clearly a lot of people in their 40s I don't think are boxing to that degree.
I would say like for most athletes just in general, unless it's like gymnastics or something, is usually like mid-20s to early 30s. Right? That's when you're at your peak. That's when you're at your strongest. And also specifically with like fighting, if you've been fighting for a long time, it's really not good for like your brain, obviously, to keep fighting and getting beat in the head. Yeah. So like usually like it's like mid-20s to like early 30s. And he's only fought one person around his own age, and he's lost.
With the boxing, it seems like he's fighting people that have like these big accolades, these big titles, and they all have to also be like older boxers.
But like, do you not feel shame?
I don't think he does, but that's his brand.
That's his brand.
That's his brand.
That is his brand.
That's his brand. That's him and his brother's brand. His brother also does Prime, or is it Prime and Lunchley?
I was looking. Prime is like, they're like a UFC thing now. I don't know how they pulled that off. I was watching
that's crazy.
A fight yesterday, and on the sides it was like Prime.
As a sponsor?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how they weaseled their way into that.
Because apparently Prime is tanking though. Like as a company. Apparently they're not doing well.
A video. And someone unwrapped the Prime, like the plastic cover over the bottle.
Yeah.
And it was just pieces of mold like this big floating in it.
That is fucking disgusting, but that seems on brand because Lunchley, the Lunchable remake is also been having mold in it with like the cheese and stuff.
I just feel like food is a really not good, I don't know, it's a very bad lane to go down to unless you're like an actual company, because if you can get, do you remember the pink sauce lady?
Yes, on TikTok.
Yeah,
that was nuts.
And do you remember how much like shit she got into?
That was nuts because did the FDA get involved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can kill people.
Because she was transporting dairy product, right? Not how you're supposed to. I can't remember what the rules surrounding
I think there was dairy in it or something like that, and like obviously like she was I think she was like at least some of it she was making at home.
Yeah, the original, I think the OG batch she was doing like in her kitchen.
Yeah.
What was so crazy about it is people would go to different stores when it did hit the stores. It was different colors.
Yeah. There wasn't I remember like it was like kind of orangey and then kind of salmon color and then pink. And I'm just like, food is not a good path to go down to because you can like,
you can catch a lawsuit.
You can catch
really quick
charges and like lawsuits and like, I don't know, you can just like harm people and it's like so bad for your brand. Like if you mess up makeup, it's like, okay, it's like bad, you know, pigments aren't good.
There's ways around that. Yeah. I feel like, you know.
Even that's still there are regulations because you can give people like rashes or like allergies.
Yeah.
You're not ingesting it, you know, like that's crazy.
Well, it's also kid stuff. I think about that too because some like the kids, they're like really, really little, right?
Yeah.
So they might not even know. They might just be like, oh, a sprinkle.
Oh my god, you're so right. They might not even know it's mold.
No, I don't
haven't even thought about that.
They wouldn't be able to process that.
Yeah.
They're just like, this is what I have for lunch.
But also if you're, okay, not to judge, but if you're a parent buying your kid Lunchley.
No, because the branding, I don't know if you saw the branding on the packaging, it literally just said epic ingredients.
Yes.
On the side.
Yeah.
as a parent, like I'm not one of those people that's let me read this label, but I'm most certainly gonna like look over a couple of things, and I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
but
sold on epic ingredients.
if you want to buy your kid like one of those like, fun little lunches, not that I not that I think Lunchables is like the most nutritious thing to give your kid. But like, sometimes kids want stuff and like people
Yeah,
buy their kids stuff, but like Lunchables is right there.
Lunchables has been
All
around. I remember
reliable.
having Lunchables
Yeah,
back
me
in the
too.
day.
All reliable and they're fun.
They are fun. You get the nerds.
Logan
In this one, you
Paul
get Prime, which I also think is really crazy to put an energy drink or an electrolyte drink in
for kids.
for like the Lunchable. That's kind of crazy, but what do
I
I know?
I didn't know it was like marketed towards kids.
Well, the Lunch Leos. I wouldn't say the Prime
I
is.
think it is.
You think the Prime
The Prime
is?
is definitely marketed towards like middle school boys. High school boys, I
Oh,
think, is their target demographic.
I could kind of see that because I also think that that's probably his watching audience,
Yeah,
right? Okay, I could.
exactly.
Oh, sometimes I think people need to know their audience when they're like branding
Oh no, they
products.
know. They know
That makes
though.
it so much worse.
They definitely know.
That
They know
makes it
that's
so
their.
much
They
worse.
know that's their like audience base for sure. Who else is watching Logan Paul and KSI? I'm not gonna lie. I watch the Sidemen.
Do
KSI is
you?
like in the group with Sidemen. Yeah, I watch the Sidemen sometimes. They have like some funny videos. I really like their like traveling ones where they have to like reach a destination on like different budgets and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like KSI by himself, Logan Paul by himself, like no, like it's teenage boys.
He's been getting dogged on because of his new song. Have you heard it?
KSI.
Yeah. Think of it?
I saw him reacting to it and he was like he looked upset and I'm like you need to stop making music. I remember being in high school. No, not even high school. Earlier than that. And I remember him dropping music and I'm like you gotta stop.
He was dropping music in
A
like
while
a couple
ago.
years
Yeah,
ago. Oh, I thought
not
this
even
was
a
a
couple
new.
years ago, a while ago.
I thought this was like a new endeavor for him.
No.
No, but Trippy Red got on the track, which is what I thought was also kind of crazy. He has like a whole verse.
Trippy Red.
Yeah.
See, how do YouTubers have access to such people?
But I mean, like, there are lots of content creator events. At the end of the day, followers, KSI does make a lot of money.
A ton, yeah. He's like one of the OG like huge
Kai
YouTubers.
Cenat, he's been able to bring a ton of
Kai
people on his
Cenat,
streams.
I was just about to say that he's been bringing crazy people on. He had Bill Nye the Science Guy.
He had Bill Nye?
Yeah, like
No,
last week.
He brought on Nicki Minaj,
John Cena,
NPC Miles Morales,
Ice Spice.
apparently dating Pinky.
Ice
NPC Miles
so
Morales
good.
is dating NPC Pinky.
This is like such brain rot. People are like, I swear, like if I wasn't on TikTok, I wouldn't know who these people are.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, like, is it embarrassing that I know these things? But I'm like, no.
It's kind of funny.
It's a little bit funny.
It's kind of funny. But yeah, Kai Cenat is, I don't know how he's done it, but he's done it. Apparently he's doing like his like
The subathon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that he made a commercial for it though?
No.
It was with Kim Kardashian.
Are you kidding?
It was with Kim Kardashian.
Is it like a streaming commercial or is it like a televised commercial?
I think it was like, I don't know how he made it. I think he probably just posted it on like social media, but like it was like
insane. He got Kim K on there.
Yeah.
He has pull.
But he went to her daughter's birthday party. He spent an entire day with her.
Oh my god.
He had a whole vlog about it.
That's kind of cute.
It was kind of wholesome because
I
kind of forget, like he's really young. Like he's our age.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I personally don't really like watch his content, but I can definitely say that his streams kind of look fun. They're definitely very chaotic.
Yeah, I've seen some clips like on like TikTok or whatever, and like he's a funny guy.
He had John Cena on there as well. He did like a whole motivational speech.
I saw that.
That I thought was really nice.
It was really sweet.
Yeah.
It was really sweet because like I don't know. I feel like Kai Cenat's kind of like if a kid got unlimited money,
Yeah.
He literally does whatever he wants, which I think is kind of amazing.
I kind of like it.
Like it's kind of sick, but like it's kind of nice that like some older people around him are like giving him some wisdom because I feel like you can get caught up in that.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
John Cena.
I wouldn't know what to do if I got dumped a bucket load of money on me like at one time at like this age.
No,
My eggs would be a little bit scrambled.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like,
speaking of John Cena, this is so random. Sorry, do you remember the Kevin movies? Did you ever watch that? Okay,
no, I don't.
I lived in the States for a few years, and I can't remember if it was on Nickelodeon or something, but was it called Kevin? I can't remember. But He played a dad in this movie. I think they did 2 or 3 movies with this kid. I think it was Kevin. Anyway, it was really funny because the guy had like a really really high pitched voice.
Fred. Was it?
Oh
Fred?
My God! It was Fred.
I wanted to bring this up to you the other day.
I don't know why I thought it was Kevin.
No,
Fred.
Fred.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Fever Dream.
Iconic.
Fever Dream.
He was on iCarly. He did movies with John Cena.
Yeah.
Fred was the OG, in my opinion, YouTube icon.
I think so, actually. Yeah. But like I watch clips of it now because I remember I'd stay at my dad's house and I'd put it on and he'd be like, please turn that off. The voice is grating me so much. Like I just remember he'd be like, can you turn it down? And now I think about it, like I saw a clip recently, I'm like, that is irritating.
Oh no, it is.
Oh, that is irritating.
But then that's why I was like, oh, maybe I'm getting old. Because I remember being able to watch that stuff and being like, oh my God, this is so funny. Or like Annoying Orange. I don't know if you ever watched Annoying Orange back in the day.
I even back then, Annoying Orange annoyed me a little too much.
Annoying Orange was definitely a little more agitating. But yeah, the Fred stuff was so funny. But I remember thinking back in the day that it was like real. It was kind of like when Miranda Sings first did her runaround. Like I remember earlier, YouTube era, I used to think, oh my God, like there's real people like this that exist. I didn't know that they were like playing a character.
I do think that they were trying to market it that way though, especially for like kids.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But I bought into the bit. Like I didn't realize it was an act at first.
They don't make movies like that anymore. Because I think it's just like they're actual streamers and YouTubers. So it's just like, you know, I guess like it's like there's kind of no point. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people still really like that. I mean, I think kids would still like stuff like that.
It's silly, goofy fun.
It's so silly. Yeah. I love silly movies.
John Cena. Like, that's crazy. But I mean, I feel like that was towards the beginning of his acting career. I think it was also done through Nickelodeon.
Yes.
So I imagine there was a deal.
I don't know why I thought it was Kevin. Maybe I just also think Kevin's like a slightly...
Wait, no. Kevin is a character in the Fred videos.
Okay, then I'm not tripping.
Yes, he always used to like mouth off lines to Kevin, and it was a character that was never seen. I remember that.
But John Cena, a wrestler who became an actor and like moved on.
Good actor too.
Yeah, and he's like I don't think he's ever come into any controversy. He's just so sweet. He has a good relationship. It doesn't seem like he ever like cheats on his wife or anything. He always talks about his wife's Persian cooking, which is really funny. He's always just like raving about the food, which is like, I love that. And he's always just like he's just a sweet guy. Doesn't cheat on his wife. Doesn't hit on like younger women. Doesn't have any controversies. It's just like a nice, wholesome guy.
Knows his lane.
And he's very humble. And he's not like
he's very humble.
He doesn't like. Okay, I feel like I'm going to mention who I think the some is. Some actors, like wrestlers turned actors, I feel like sometimes are a little degrading to the movies that they do. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm going to become a more serious actor. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's whatever. Those movies were bad anyway. It's like, no, what? Like, they're fine. Like, kids like them. Like, I feel like a lot of entertainers, like actors, think like having a kid audience is like embarrassing.
Yeah, they frown upon it. It kind of makes me sad.
It makes me sad because like I don't know, like I still think about the movies that I watched as a kid all the time.
Oh, 100%.
And I like hold them in a very high regard.
100%.
Yeah, but
they spark imagination. I feel like that's a lot of time when you're younger. That's how you find like your role models. Yeah, maybe actors you really really look up to.
I completely agree. Yeah. Because The Rock, sorry, I kind of have beef with The Rock.
Do you really?
Okay, not that I have beef with him. I just don't
drag him.
I just don't think I think he's a nice person. It seems like he's a nice person. Like he doesn't really get into like serious controversies. It's always just like, oh, behind the scenes stuff, whatever.
Okay.
But like, just the movies that he's in and like the stuff that he says makes me feel like he's not the most humble person.
Like talking battle movies that he's done, like previous work.
He doesn't talk. I think he's had too much PR training to like talk bad about it. But there's like a vibe. There's like a vibe that I get for some reason. But he recently did Red One,
the holiday film, right?
The holiday
assassin.
I
couldn't tell you what the genre is.
Adventure, Christmas. There's a bunch of actors, and I don't even know what genre that.
I think the best part is the CGI polar bear.
I saw it. And
honestly, it kind of cooked.
The CGI polar bear.
I was about it. I think that's where the budget went 2 places: the CGI polar bear and paying the actors.
Yeah, because it's Chris Evans, The Rock, J.K. Simmons, Lucy Liu. There's some other people in there that I can't remember. I didn't watch the movie.
Heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters, though. Yeah, heavy hitters. But yeah, that movie, and you should search it up if you don't know what we're talking about, because it's interesting to look at, because it's like Christmas, but it's like super drab, but it's also an action movie.
Yeah.
I'm very confused what it's supposed to be. It was $250 million.
That's an insane budget for a film, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, what other movies are in that realm of budgeting?
The Avengers.
For reference. Okay.
The Avengers. The Avengers.
And I feel like that's warranted.
Yeah, because
you're still overkill, but like you have to think about
the amount of CGI, and not CGI, but like editing and like all that stuff, and also the actors that were in it.
The whole movie's on a soundstage. That's a lot of
green screen. Like there's a lot. Like that makes sense, right? But like a Christmas movie, because $250 million, you can make 5 $50 million movies.
Mm-hmm.
5
good too, not like.
Yeah, okay, because I searched it up. I was very curious, right? Because sometimes I get confused with, like, budgets, and, like, how much is, like, a lot, depending on, like... Because obviously, like, with inflation and stuff, and also depending on, like, who the actors are, it's, like, you know...
also depends, I feel like, on what they're doing. Locations, like, what are you doing? Where is the budget going?
Absolutely. So, in the $20 to $50 million range, we got Silver Linings Playbook, amazing movie. I think it was like, I can't remember if it won Oscars or not. Anyway, The Help, The Blind Side, Straight Outta Compton. We got The Hangover, We're the Millers, Bridesmaids, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Looper, Taken, Lucy, Limitless, The Notebook, 50 Shades of Grey, the first Twilight movie, Maze Runner, The Devil Wears Prada, The Proposal, Elle, Freaky Friday, Karate Kid, Spy Kids, like so many movies.
Those are like top tier movies.
Those are like really, really popular movies.
Award-winning great films.
Yeah. So you could make so much. I don't understand why, like, I don't know why, like, studios have been doing that recently, especially like after the writer's strike. Yeah, that like completely like shut down Hollywood for a bit. Like why they keep putting so much money into like one basket, like, you know, all their eggs in one basket.
I don't understand that, because I feel like as an investor, you have higher turnaround rate if you invest in like 5 different movies. You can hit 5 different genres. Mm-hmm. You can test some indie stuff.
Yeah,
you can still do big.
You can do like stuff. A remake or like a book adaptation, a new thing, an indie thing. You know, instead of putting all your money into one movie. That flop.
That's bound to never see a high turnaround.
Yeah.
And also, is it going to streaming, or did you say it was going to...
So, it was originally supposed to go straight to streaming. And I don't know if The Rock is a producer on it. But apparently he saw Oppenheimer, and that inspired him to put this movie into IMAX. And that's why I'm saying I don't think he's a very humble person.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You, like, really? I don't know.
That's pretty crazy.
I think he's a nice person. I just don't think he's a very humble person. Have you noticed? Okay, I don't know if you've seen this. This is a very like niche, weird thing. He has lied about having In-N-Out burger for the first time about 5 different times.
I saw something.
Have you seen this?
I saw something with this on Twitter the other day.
Okay, so like 10 years ago, I don't know, a while ago, he posted that he had In-N-Out for the first time.
Okay.
Right? A couple years later, he makes another post. My first time having In-N-Out. A couple years later, my first time having In-N-Out. He did it again, I think like last year or this year, having In-N-Out for the first time. And I'm like, how many times can you have In-N-Out for the first time? Okay, do you have amnesia?
Okay, number 1, is it a bit? Or number 2, do you think there's a secret brand deal where he's making a lot of money to like keep this going?
I think...
Or do you think he actually forgets?
He has so many followers, right? Like, okay, hold on. Let me check right now.
He's well in probably to the...
I would assume
tens
of
tens of millions. I'm gonna guess 50 million? No, probably more.
I was thinking more. He has 394 million followers on Instagram. So he's probably definitely like one of the most followed people on Instagram.
Oh, 100%.
So I think different people see his posts each time. like the In-N-Out stuff. Because, like, for example, let's say he posted it 5 years ago. He didn't have the exact same amount of followers that he does now. And then a couple years ago, more followers. So it's like different people seeing it. So, and also like the people that follow him, I don't think they necessarily like. It's not like, it's not like teenage girls who are like analyzing his feed. Oh, when did he post this?
No.
When did he post that? If you're like Kendall Jenner or like Madison Beer or somebody
Sabrina
like that.
Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter. It's like you're a little more. Your fans are more chronically online.
Yeah, yeah. If you have Gen Z fans,
you can't really get away with that.
What you're doing,
even though Gen Z does have a very short attention span, but like you can't keep going. Oh, I have this for the first time. I'm having this for the first time. But I think his audience is older. They don't really. The post is still gonna get a ton of likes.
They don't realize it. Maybe they don't care. So wait, is it a brand deal with In-N-Out? That's what I'm not understanding.
I think he is sponsored. I think maybe the first time he wasn't. I don't know. It's like if I had to guess. But at this point, it's kind of funny. Like I don't know if he's like kind of like.
Love it.
But yeah, first time having In-N-Out for 5 times in a row.
But also, wait, can you not get sued over that? Because it's technically, isn't it deceitful?
I guess, but he's not like.
No, I guess not. I'm thinking about the whole, like, you have to disclose an ad.
You have to disclose an ad. Because he is disclosing it's an ad.
Yeah, that's true.
He just keeps saying, oh, my first time.
That's fucking funny.
And of course, like, this, like, huge, big, jacked guy, and it's like, oh, yeah, my first time having this, this fast food, it's gonna get, like, a lot of likes, right? They're like, oh, yeah. You also eat like us, like the common people.
Also, In-N-Out's just very popular.
Yeah.
As a whole. People see In-N-Out, they click. Bangers.
Yeah.
People love the In-N-Out.
Absolutely. But I don't know. That's funny. I just think that is so funny to keep saying that over and over again.
No, I wish we had a bit like that.
Oh, look, we just got a new skeleton. Oh my god. Every time we're going to say that, like, every episode.
I think we should name him Ernesto.
Ernesto? I think it's a good name.
Okay. That's our new bit. That's good.
Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, because I feel like we debriefed some good internet drama.
How should we end this one? How should we wrap it up? We're talking about Ernesto.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna get in and out this podcast. Gotta go.
That's hilarious. But yeah, back to In and Out. We're in and out of this podcast.
You can't just take my joke like that.
I stole it.
That is so unserious. Are you fucking kidding? We just had a bit. We were discussing how should we end this podcast, and I said, I'm gonna get in and out this podcast. She's like, that's really funny.
And I stole it. That's gonna be my bit. Anytime you say
that's
a joke that's off camera, I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna be like The Rock.
Yeah, but like when I almost burnt my house down, like last week, hard cut. When I almost burnt my house down last week, I was hiding from the fireman, right? And
yes.
I was hiding from the fireman, and I said I was walking down the stairs. I'm like, oh, like I should really offer them some chicken, like as a joke. And I heard my brother's girlfriend utter it before I could.
That's really
I literally was like, when they left, I was pissed. I was like, girl, you can't just like say it before I say it.
You can't steal it. You can't steal my joke. That used to happen to me in school so much because I wasn't like very loud.
Yeah.
And I'd say something, and then like the person sitting next to me would say it, and then the whole class would laugh.
And then you feel like crap afterwards because you're like, you know, you did that, you know, you ate that, but they don't know it was you.
I've turned into the thing I hated most.
Scam today before today scams you.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. It's poetic. Even.
That is so beautiful. Drop a like for scamming.
Unlike your favorite YouTubers, we don't scam.
We don't scam.
No mold here. No beating up 40-year-old senior citizens.
And no In and Out for the first time in a row.
But we're In and Out.